You're in flight training and you finally realize that you have to take 2 tests in order to get your private pilot's license. Your check ride and your written test. We're not close to getting the check ride done yet because we're in the middle of our flight training. Your instructor or your flight school is probably making you do your written test either before you solo or your solo cross countries. My old school had us do it before our solo cross countries, and then the school gave us like a little pre-solo knowledge test to do before we soloed. It may seem difficult to know all of that knowledge, so let's hop right in. I'll go into depth about the written exam. Now, the first thing about the written exam is the ACS. You always want to read through the ACS when you're in flight training. When preparing for your written exam or your check ride, always a great idea to read it. It shows all of the topics that you'll be testing on for getting your license. These are both for the written exam and for the check ride. I'm not sure if you've seen my check ride video, but you can watch that later on in your training. All of the questions that you miss on your written test will be on the ACS. There'll be an ACS code printed. Actually, let me go show you. Let me go get my flight bag really quickly. See, if you watch my check ride video, or if you haven't seen my check ride video, go watch the check ride video because this is my check ride folder right here. I just kept it in my flight bag because why not? So I did get an 83% on the test. But this is what I'm talking about with all the codes inside of the ACS. So it'll have all the codes on there so you can go into the ACS and see which topics that you missed. And yes, you do need to bring that score report on your check ride, but we'll get to that later. So to sign up for the test, you're going to want to find a testing location that's close to you. So what you're going to do is you'll go to your Chrome or whatever web browser that you use. I personally use Safari on Mac. Alright, so where you're going to go to, you're going to want to go to PSI exams. Okay, so it's faa.psiexams.com. You can see it right up here. What you're going to do, you're going to either create an account, which you're probably going to need to create an account, or you're going to sign in. I'm going to do create account. You're going to put your FTN number, which is on IACRA, your first and your last name. You're going to continue. And then you'll do that for creating an account. I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in. I'm not actually going to sign in because, well, I don't need to take the test. But basically what you're going to want to find in here is private pilot airplane for the written test. Now, what do you need to bring to the test? For the written test, you need to bring your driver's license with your permanent house address on it. I'll get to that in a second. Your airman certificate, your logbook with the endorsement to take the written test, ground school certificate if you have one, E6B, plotter, and a pencil. I put airman certificate on this list because it is the one that always has your permanent house address on it. The reason why I did that is because when I went to go take my written, I never updated my driver's license address and I moved. It's always good to bring an airman certificate just in case that happens. Alright, let's talk about the test itself. The test is 65 questions. You have, I think, 2 hours to complete it. I finished it within like half an hour or 45 minutes. And it requires a 70% or higher to pass. The higher you pass, the better you are. Not really, but the higher you pass, the better you'll do on the check ride. 5 of these questions are non-scored and used by the FAA to add new questions into the test. Only 60 questions are scored, 5 of them are not. The test really isn't that difficult to do. I like to think of it as taking like an SAT or an ACT, and it's on a computer, so if you like computers, you'll like it. Oh, yeah, right here. Studying for the test is very important to do. Trust me, if you use an online ground school that offers free practice tests, I recommend you take them and try to score at least a 90% on them. The higher you score on the written test, the easier the oral will be on your check ride. And I'll tell you that because when the DPE sees your written test results, he'll copy down the ACS code and he will make sure you go through them and get those questions right. Well, maybe not the exact same questions, but around the same topics. Also, my video for preparing for your check ride oral is also very beneficial as well for studying for your written test. It's more of an, I made that video to be like auditory, but when I talk a lot, I start to stutter. So some of it might be wrong. Like I think the ELT one is wrong and the medical is one wrong as well. The medical is 60 months, ELT is 12 calendar months, an hour cumulative use or half its battery life. Quizlets are also good for studying for your written as well. Find like a Quizlet on like a PPL written. Trust me, that's what I did. And in school, because I was in high school while I was getting my license, I would sit through my class, and when I'm not doing anything, I would go through that quiz. One final thing, I do have a link to a practice exam site, link down in the description below if your ground school does not offer it. It's by King School. I think they're perfect because they use these same figures that will be on the FAA written. If this video helps you some way, shape, or form, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button down below. Hopefully you understand the test more. I also have a Discord server where you can ask questions, and I'll definitely be happy to answer them. Like after this, I'm doing a mock oral. Also, flying videos are coming soon. Mock oral videos are also coming soon. If you guys are looking for a mock oral, join the Discord as well, because trust me, flying is amazing. Thank you for watching, and happy flying. Hopefully I get to see you up in the skies one day.